the show where the game comes alive. Breaking down the plays, we keep the spirit high. From the field to the mic with passion and flair. It's the Play Action Podcast, your ultimate fanfare.
It's ultimate fanfare.
Hello, welcome to this weekend's episode of the Play Action Podcast. We got Brandon, we got Colin. What's up, bro?
Hey, what's going on, man?
And not too much, man. Thank y'all for coming in, checking us out this week's episode. We got a lot to talk about with NFL Preseason. Colin, you can start us off.
Man, I'm telling you right now, I'm super excited. Obviously, we just had the Hall of Fame game. But coming up this weekend, we've got a lot of big games coming up. So I just wanted to go through some of the different conferences and different teams that, hey, we're just going to take a look at them. So I got to start off with the AFC North. The biggest story right now is Cleveland Browns starting Shedeur Sanders this preseason game, which comes on, I think on Thursday, 6 o'clock.
Yep.
So it's going to be pretty exciting. Shedeur Sanders, I think that he's in a good position. Some people are thinking, okay, is he being set up to fail or set up to succeed? I'm going to say he's set up to succeed because if he has a good half, Dak Prescott had a great preseason when Tony Romo got injured, fractures his back. Dak Prescott came out there. Jerry Jones says, hey, we don't need to find a veteran quarterback. And then, hey, Dak's been here ever since. Shedeur has that same opportunity, in my opinion, to be this new starting quarterback of the Cleveland Browns. And you got Myles Garrett on the defense backing you up. Talk to me.
Oh, I'm all there right with you. You know, I'm going with my boy Shedeur. You know what I'm saying? This is an opportunity. That's all he asked for is an opportunity to show what he can do. And he gonna show what he can do this week. Shedeur has stepped up in every position. You know, when he was in Jackson State, he stepped up and did his thing. Colorado, he stepped up and won I think the Johnny Unitas Award last year as the best quarterback. So, yep. I mean, it's a lot of you know, speculation in the draft, but he got those awards for a reason. So, I believe this opportunity is going to allow him to show, you know, on a big stage what he can do. Because I know we talked about it off camera. It's a couple other teams, you know, high profile teams that are playing in the same time slot that he's playing, but he's the only one that's getting prime time television, you know, broadcast nationwide. So that's just all I'm saying. And, you know, it's kind of they're giving us a reason, you know, to see it.
Yeah, I think he's got a great opportunity because, like you said, he's the only one that's going to be nationally televised there on the NFL Network. He's got an easy one against Carolina. I shouldn't say easy against Carolina, but if you're going to get a chance to start a half or more, if I'm Shedeur, I'm happy about Carolina. I can see Kenny Pickett, Joe Flacco, Dylan Gabriel, even Tyler Huntley, who just got signed, fighting. Hey, let me play. Here's my chance to go against the 2s, 3s, and 4s of Carolina. Oh, man, please. They got to be chomping at the bit at that right now. And I think Shedeur is going to take full advantage. Staying in the AFC, going to the South, and to his former teammate there, Colorado, we're talking about Travis Hunter, and how he's impressed on both sides of the ball. But there was a story out, and I think it's a good story by Davante Adams, who had a very, very good point that people aren't really thinking about, and that is, it's not that he's not rooting for him. Davante Adams is rooting for Travis Hunter big time to be successful. However, his concern is, it's not can he get through a game, can he get through a season, it's his career. Because you're playing twice as many snaps as everyone else. I mean, we count the carries for running backs. We count the snaps for everybody else. His concern is Travis going to have a nice long career, or is it going to be curtailed short because you're doubling up your snaps from the beginning? What do you think, man?
Well, I think like with the unique position he plays with cornerback and wide receiver, a lot of times if he's wide receivers, yeah, they might have a lot of snaps, but they might have a lot of plays that they don't necessarily get the ball thrown to them. So that's a lot of just running down the field and, you know, putting your arm up in the air. You're not taking big hits on a lot of the plays. Now, I know those big hits that he does take, because we seen Antonio Brown go across the middle, and we see the after effects of CTE, unfortunately. So if he plays a career that he's going across the middle taking those type of hits, yes, they will add up real quick. But if he plays smartly and he plays like the number 2 wide receiver and the number 2 cornerback, 2 or 3 cornerback, like maybe a slot receiver, being a slot quarterback, like a nickel quarterback. I think that might be a a, a a winning combination for him to have a long career. We've never seen this before. Obviously, with a quarterback and wide receiver playing long term. I mean, it's only other antidote we have would be Dion. I know Charles Woodson did some
Yep.
plays on offense sometimes, but he wasn't like widely used as Dion was, and even Dion, he had a handful of plays with the Cowboys. It wasn't like he was the number 1 wide receiver, which Travis Hunter is attempting to be. So I don't think he should be number 1 wide receiver, number 1 cornerback. But I think it's an opportunity for him to be the number 2. I don't think he should be a slot receiver because slot receiver puts you in a position to take those big hits going across the middle, and they put you like closer to the linebackers. I don't necessarily want him on the linebackers. I need him on the X's and Y's on the outside.
Mm.
But I feel like he could, with that combination of him playing the 2 or 3 wide receiver and the 2 or 3 cornerback, it could be a position for him to win. But it's football's a violent game. We never seen a lot of this, so we just hopefully he wins the lottery and he can have a long career because once again he's a Florida boy, so I'm rooting for the Florida boys. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a little biased. I'm gonna be honest, but Travis Hunter, I'm going with Travis. Let's go. What you think about it?
I'm a huge fan of Travis Hunter. I would like to see him play on the defense primarily with a handful of offensive plays because I think the defense is going to be that much harder to learn. I mean, you're reactionary. It's a lot more film work. And from what I heard, he lives in the film room. So I'm not concerned about his work ethic or his ability to process. But I like to see him become a lockdown defender with a handful of splash offensive plays, even if you're going to be a decoy. I mean, you've got some other talent. I mean, you got, on the other side, you got Travis Etienne coming out of the backfield. So you got some talent where I think he can go there and have a couple splash plays, have a huge impact on offense instead of just being a regular steady guy there, eating up empty snaps as you were talking about. They just count snaps. Let's not count the empty snaps. Have him on defense, a few splash plays on offense where he can still be an offensive rookie of the year with his ability. I mean, he's got that ability where he can get 3 or 4 catches for 80 yards a game. That will be enough to win you offensive rookie of the year. I mean, especially if a lot of his catches turn out to be touchdowns. And then defensive rookie, I mean, we've seen him on defense. He's got some movement skills that you just can't replicate. You can't practice these movement skills that he has on defense, especially. And, there's just not enough great defensive corners. We have a ton of great wide receivers, but we don't have a ton of great defensive corners. And if he has an opportunity to become one of those, we're talking gold jacket guy. But again, what Devonta Adams was saying, he's got to be able to last long enough his career to get there. And so I get that concern.
Most definitely. When you brought it up, it kind of reminded me of how the Saints used Reggie Bush early in his career as more of a decoy because they know the defense knows what type of person, and then the defense is going to be obviously aware when Travis Hunter enters the game. So he creates that type of effect where, okay, he's going to draw extra attention over here, and you can use him as a decoy over here for something way over here. So
right.
If they use him like that, that could be brilliant. But we just got to see how the Jacksonville Jaguars. We just got to see how they use it because we talked about it off air. We know how I feel about the Browns, the Falcons, and unfortunately, you have to put the Jaguars in there too because I've never seen them win a championship. But okay, we're keep it positive.
Keep it positive. Hey, so speaking of positivity, let's go to the NFC North, right? Let's look at the Minnesota Vikings. J.J. McCarthy is taking over for a 14-win Sam Darnold team. I like J.J. McCarthy, not enough to where I'd want him to be my starting quarterback per se over Russell Wilson. I'd rather have Russell over J.J., but I think J.J. is going to be pretty good. You've got Justin Jefferson coming back. Jordan Addison's obviously already in the fold, so he has a great receiving core. He's probably going to have a decent running game. Minnesota traditionally has a very, very good defense. What are you thinking about J.J. McCarthy becoming the starting quarterback of the Vikings? Do you think they're going to be successful, 14 wins, or should we temper expectations?
I think we should temper expectations, but I like the JJ combination. You know what I'm saying? So hey, with that, Justin Jefferson's with Jet out there, you can't really go too wrong. Okay, the boy, he gonna produce no matter what. Whoever's back there throwing the ball, he's going to produce. But
Yeah.
McCarthy, like I said, we got very little footage of him as a professional. So it's a little hit or miss. We're gonna see. I think he's gonna take some lumps early in the season, but the Minnesota Vikings obviously saw something in him that they did not see in Sam Darnold. So they won 14 games last year. There's a lot of teams that did not win 14 games last year. So for them to get rid of their starting quarterback says a lot. So this dude, I'm hoping this dude, he comes in like when I'm not even going to do that because I'm not even going to say Patrick Mahomes and Alex Smith, but I just said it. But I'm not going to give him. I'm not going to put the Patrick Mahomes pressure on him. But bro, you coming in for a 14-win quarterback, you're gonna have to do something. What you think about it?
So, I mean, as much as I like to say Sam Darnold's 14-win season was an aberration, it was just like, oh, it's a fluke. I think everyone said the same thing when Geno Smith had his first good season there in Seattle, right? And then he had another one, and then he had another one. Sam Darnold could finally be turned the corner because he's always had all the physical ability. He's always had the mental processing. You know, he's just been in bad situations. Show me the last good Jets quarterback, right? So we talked about that already. I think it was Sanchez took him back to back-to-back AFC Championship games, and then he was gone quickly thereafter, right? Because the defense took him there. So I think Minnesota have a good defense. I think Darnold's a decent quarterback. McCarthy, he's more athletic. He's not as stout as Darnold. I think he can't shake tacklers the way Darnold can, but he's got a good elastic arm. Like you said, we don't have a lot of film as a pro. We don't have a lot of film as in college because he was in Michigan with a running team. You know, they didn't throw a lot.
Yep.
I mean, he did have a couple games where he threw quite a bit, but most of the time they kind of protected him with a good defense and a running game. And so we're going to see. But I like the coaching staff in Minnesota. They're a coaching staff that can coach up Sam Darnold into big games, Case Keenum big games. I mean, quarterbacks that you wouldn't necessarily say, hey, I want to lead my franchise in the future with, and they have found a way to create success. J.J. McCarthy's got more physical ability than all those guys.
Yep.
We'll see. Yeah. So staying with the NFC and going to my man's hometown Atlanta Falcons, my alma mater, University of Washington quarterback Michael Penix, now quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons, with Bijan Robinson. They're making a lot of noise in this offseason. And the really reason why I want to highlight them is you've got Michael Penix coming in, right? Kind of like the similar analogy you gave with, you know, Patrick Mahomes sitting behind Alex Smith. You had Michael Penix sitting behind Kirk Cousins. Bijan Robinson has been talked about a lot by other running backs when they talk about agility. Even Saquon Barkley, who I think if most people would ask, hey, who's got the most agility, best agility, you know, they say Jamar Gibbs and Saquon Barkley. And Saquon immediately says, you guys don't understand Bijan Robinson. The way he moves, no one can move like him. And then you got Drake London. People don't forget about Kyle Pitts, one of the highest graded tight ends ever to come out of college football. That is the makings of a very, very explosive passing and running offense. If that defense can be 20th, okay, the top of the bottom third, Atlanta Falcons can make some noise this year. Talk to me.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I think Mr. Durag, Michael Penix, I think he's gonna ball out this year. I have never seen his hair before. I don't know if his waves underneath that. I hope his waves underneath that, but I think he's gonna have a good season. You know, I've been seeing good things about him in training camp. Hey, Bijan, hey, we all know he's a beast. And we was talking about it off camera. He might be behind Derrick Henry, Saquon, and Gibbs. He might be the fourth best running back in the NFL right now. So I definitely understand that situation. And then Drake, like, as like the tight end, um, type tier. We already understand what we talked about with Kelsey because Kelsey then fell off. So I feel like Drake might be the top tier. I mean, this
Kyle Pitts.
uh,
Kyle
uh
Pitts.
yeah, Kyle Pitts. I'm sorry, Pitts. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, Pitts. I think Pitts might be one of the top tight ends. I'm sorry, but yeah, I think the Falcons might be. Hey, looking at maybe a good playoff run, like we talked about it with Daniels in Washington. Penix is going to be like judged at a high level because
Yeah.
McDaniel's season last year it was impressive, and I feel like as a rookie or not even a rookie but a young quarterback,
Mm.
hey, he set the bar real high. So Penix, this will be
Oh,
Penix first year like starting full time. So we got to see what he can do.
oh yeah, and Jaden Daniels sky high, but I'm looking at the NFC South, and it's the Falcons with the Panthers, the Saints, and the Bucks. I think the Falcons have a chance to win that division. I know Baker Mayfield. I mean, I would put the Bucks as my favorite because I like Baker Mayfield. I think he's a top 10 quarterback in this league today. They got great weapons. I mean, Mike Evans is slept on, like kind of like Keenan Allen. These guys are just slept on. They've been nothing but productive their entire careers. Chris Godwin, and I mean, they've got a great setup out there. But those Falcons and Michael Penix, again, they don't. No one knows what he's going to do. And that when you can throw it 70 yards from your knees, and he's not going to throw from his knees, folks.
Yeah.
He's going to throw standing up, and he's going to step into it. So he's going to be able to make some throws to these speedsters that I think are going to surprise a lot of teams. I'm excited. Again, hey, Michael Penix, that's my guy. He is my guy, so I'm excited, man. But to stay in the NFC, the big drama, NFC East, Dallas Cowboys, Micah Parsons is still not signed for some reason. That's not the biggest. The biggest surprise to me is the Jerry. What are you doing? You're getting on social media, you're getting public again about I don't know who his agent is. I'm not concerned. If Michael wants to sign, he's got to have he's got to want a contract. Well, all that being said, slide to the side. Let's go from the NFC East to the NFC West with the Los Angeles Rams. And my guy, your guy, retired Aaron Donald said, Michael Parsons comes to the Rams, I'll come out of retirement to get on that defensive line, which Michael Parsons responded to, don't tell me that, at my agent. Brandon, tell me what you're thinking. Talk to me, my boy.
Hey, bro, this is scary times. Scary times. Hey, if you're in the NFC, oh my God, those two people on the line. Oh my, whew. I feel sorry for all offensive tackles in the NFC. You see, they a lot of them was so happy when they with Aaron Donald and tackles and guards. They was praising when Aaron Donald retired last year. And then if they have to deal with Aaron Donald and Parsons on the same team, oh my God. That's scary times.
Super scary. And don't forget, the Rams have Jared Verse. Jared Verse wrecked the league last year.
Yeah,
that
I forgot
was
about
without Aaron Donald. Let Aaron Donald.
Oh man, I forgot about him. Yeah, I forgot about him.
With Micah. Oh, and the Sean McVay, his mentality in terms of getting players versus draft capital. I love his phrase. He's like, "Fuck them picks. I want to win." And
now
I don't know what picks that the Rams have. I mean, we could take a look at go on Sport Track to see what kind of stuff they got there. But man, I'm telling you right now, if they can swing it and Dallas bites on it, one of two things is going to happen. It's going to be the Rams win this trade, Dallas gets a bunch of picks, and they draft poorly like they usually do. Or this like Herschel Walker. They let go of Michael Parsons. He goes and has a mediocre career with the Rams, and Dallas drafts 8 all-pro / Pro Bowl players with the picks they get from the Michael Parsons trade, and they end up going to the big dance, which they haven't been in most of our viewers' lives. So I'm hoping that Micah Parsons gets paid and has a decent career in Dallas. I'm a Giants fan, so I don't want it to be that great. But I wanted to have a good career, and I wanted to get paid every single dollar he's worth, because he's worth every single dollar that they can possibly get. But yeah. But hey, Aaron Donald, big ups to you, big guy, to go and stick your neck out for your team. And I hope that happens, because we'll be talking about it all year.
Oh, bro, that'd be crazy if you come out of retirement. And like I said, it's so many offensive linemen for the NFC. It's like, please let this dude stay retired. Please let this dude stay retired.
Because I've been watching him. He's been in shape. My man's in shape.
Oh, you see that dude, the NFL player that went over his house and worked out with him and he told his Aaron Donald's wife came in and he was like, call the police. Please, call the police. I'm serious. Call the police. Yeah, exactly.
Holy cow. So, yeah, the league would be terrified if AD comes back. If he comes back, the league's in trouble. I mean, the rest of the NFC's in trouble. I know that. Speaking of trouble, one of our favorite backup quarterbacks and just favorite guys individually is back in the league. Teddy Bridgewater signed with the Bucks. I know it's the NFC South. We talked about it already, but we're getting a little political here because I'm pissed off. Okay, I'm pissed off. I'm happy he's back in the league. I'm happy he's with the Bucks, but not because of the drama. So, if y'all don't know, Teddy Bridgewater is a high school football coach, and he's a very, very good high school. I mean, they won the championship. However, he's suspended now, and that's why I think that's why he's playing for the Bucks, for providing what they call impermissible benefits. Now, he wasn't juicing the kids. He wasn't, paying them money. There's no NIL stuff. No, he was providing them transportation back home after late practices, okay, and some food. Now, I don't know about you. Now, I grew up, I was born in the 70s, grew up in the 80s. That's what good coaches do. That's what good teachers do, okay? They make sure kids are okay. Let me make sure you get home safely because, you mean something to me. I don't get any more money for your benefit or not, but you mean something to me. And so that's all Teddy does. Teddy's been that way his whole life. So he's over there taking care of you. Make sure you get home safe. Make sure you get a good meal because we're practicing hard. We're training hard. You got to fuel your body, So he's being a good father figure for some kids who may not have a father and other kids who just, okay, cool. This is really nice to have a guy who cares. So I'm really effing pissed off that we're in a time that's even a story. He should be celebrated and not suspended. Again, I'm not knocking the high school. Whatever their rules are, there are the rules, but you got to change those damn rules.
Most definitely, because we talked about it. Unfortunately, it's August right now. It's back to school time. Teachers are self-funding a lot of supplies in their classrooms right now. They're looking out for the students, making sure they're going to be successful in class and in life this year. And that's all Teddy Bridgewater was doing. Like he said, it's a rough neighborhood up in North Miami. And he didn't want certain kids his kids walking home from practice. Bad things happen. And he was trying to look out for these kids. And we know it's a lot of coaches little league coaches that do this. Like, I don't understand how this is an issue. Like, we understand that it's probably some jealous coaches that got beat last year that are mad that, oh, he's an NFL player, he's paying for this, he's paying for that. But if those same coaches had the same resources or the same opportunity to provide for their players, they would do the same exact thing. Because if they're high school football coaches for a reason, usually high school football coaches don't get paid a lot of money unless you coach at Buford High School in Georgia or many high schools in Texas. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about just regular high school football coaches. They're doing it because they're stand-up individuals. They're stand-up dudes. And they're leaders of young men. And usually leaders of young men want to make sure their young men are looked after. And that should be celebrated and not crucified. This is this is atrocious. This is a sad situation. The state of Florida should be looked at, like down upon with like Department of Education and how they suspended him. Because, and from what I understand, with how Teddy Bridgewater explained it, he is a volunteer, so he necessarily can't be suspended since he's volunteering anyway. So this is another way of them trying to make a story and make put themselves above the system. But we know Teddy Bridgewater is a stand up dude. We appreciate everything he did for the community, and this is just another way for them to try to make a story out of something that should be celebrated, but somehow is being vilified. So I'm right there with you. The politics of this situation is just horrible. This situation is just bad, but we seen how he won the championship last year. I believe the Detroit Lions got him a position last year in the playoffs, signed him last minute, and came in there, ran a drive down the field, put them in a good position, did his thing, and then now this year the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have provided him a good position behind Baker Mayfield. He's one of those good field stories because we all heard about the horrible knee injury he had in practice that we didn't see, but everybody that was witnessed that injury said it was horrific. And I'm going to take their word because I don't want to see anything like that. So, this is one of those good field stories. Like, unfortunately, they put him in a bad situation where they try to suspend him, but the dudes in the NFL are going to look out for him, be like, "Oh, they won't suspend you? Well, no way. Come on, bro. Let's get you another bag. Okay, let's get you another bag this year. Let's get you another bag. So look out for you."
Exactly. So you can buy more Uber trips, and take care of his kids.
Exactly.
The way a coach would take care of the kids. I mean, I wasn't gonna say this, but I don't fucking care. But I say if he was talking to the young people about changing their gender, they wouldn't say anything. But the fact he gets them a ride home safely, they gotta say something. And to me, there's just something inherently wrong with that. And I don't have a problem with the transgender community. It's nothing about that. But I think if you're going to make a life-changing decision and you're allowed to do that at 10, 12, 13 years old, I should be allowed to get a ride safely home from my coach who cares about me personally. But anyway, at that, let me just stop. What are we doing here, man?
This is crazy. But, I mean, like I say, Teddy Bridgewater, they got another bag this year. They looked out for him, because we know that was he got the short end of the stick. That was a bad deal. That was a bad situation. So NFL bros looked out for him and made sure, like, hey, you know what, bro? We'll get you another job. You know what I'm saying? We can look out for you. But man, I appreciate y'all checking in with us with the Play Action Podcast. This has been another great episode, man. NFL is back. Y'all will be seeing this every week coming forward, man. Look, we got NFL tonight, tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday. So it's gonna be the next 4 days. We got football. So man, it's gonna be good times. Look forward to seeing y'all, man. So man, look. Thank y'all for checking in. Go ahead and make sure y'all like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. We're going to see y'all again next week, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Welcome to the show where the game comes alive. Breaking down the plays, we keep the spirit high. From the field to the mic with passion and flair. It's the Play Action Podcast, your ultimate fanfare.
It's all to boys and